Alright guys, hope you're well. Nobody's been asking for this, but you're going to get it anyway. I've been doing some video calls with traders from the Traders Pathway community. Initially, it was to get feedback on what they like about the service and what they don't, so we can optimize things and make sure everybody's getting value for money. So we're going to get experienced traders on, new traders, find out about their background in trading, where they are at the moment, if they need any help with anything, any guidance, and take it from there, really. It's just going to be organic and we'll see where it goes. But first up, we got Marcus. He's been doing really well recently, consistently taking profits from these online prop firms. And he's had his ups and downs, as you'll hear, but he's on the right path at the moment. So, yeah, Marcus, and we'll try and do one every few days, depending how I get through the editing, which I hate. So, enjoy. Yeah, should be good. Good to go. Yeah, so basically wanted to have a chat about your journey in trading, really. What you've done, your like path to profitability, because you've been doing really well recently, haven't you? And just interested to find out the journey you've been on. So how long have you been trading for?
Since COVID was around 2019, wasn't it? Yeah, it was about May in 2019. Just got reeled into them people who say join your signals. To be fair, I did do it in 2017. Got reeled into doing that and then lost all my money within 2 days and then left it for fuck this, I'm never doing it ever again. Then I seen it again, still got reeled into it again, lost my money, but then I actually made money on it, like I trade, and then it just made me feel like you can make money in it. So I started to go the route, then went through a good year of just trying to learn off YouTube, of just random strategies, and then I ended up joining like a group back uh, 3-4 years ago, and then was there for about a year. But I was more interested in the way you traded when you went up and set Traders Pathway. I ended up then joining you when you first started on the Telegram, and then from there, within the first 3 months, I ended up becoming pretty consistent for 6 months. Made 6 payouts, and then I decided to leave the group because I thought I know it all now. That like you think like you don't need anything else, because I did not see anything else what I could get better at. And then when I did leave, I was collecting data then, but when I did leave, after about 5 months, I started fading, started taking like break retests on a wick, or like started indulging in other trades then, and just not forgetting the whole strategy, but trying to take other risks because my confidence was so up. If you get what I mean. But
Yeah,
other than that was my path.
yeah, I see that quite a lot. Traders leave the channel and then end up coming back, and I think that being in the channel gives that accountability, and
Yeah.
it's just a refresher all the time that with the market updates, it's you don't need to go and look for other things. If there's a quiet period, it's a quiet period. Just if you start looking for other things, your trading generally tails off and it becomes less profitable. And that's why I wanted to ask, like, what I want to find out from people as well is there's a lot of traders in the channel who are consistently profitable, but what do you get from the channel now? Why do you still have to be in there? Because I see a lot of people. The hardest part for me to grow the channel is I get messages every week saying I'm going to leave the channel because I'm doing really well now and I want to do it on my own. So to grow the channel, it's really difficult because people come in for a few months, the trading improves massively, and then they're like, well, I'm good to go here now, so I'm going to leave. And
I know what you mean, but I feel like when I did leave, uh, I felt like what else was going to change. I didn't feel like I could backtrack on my trading, if you get what I mean. And it also was down to data collection, because the data collection weren't as good as I do now. It was mainly just like crappy, forgetting it for 2 weeks, going back on it, forgetting it for another week, doing it again. But I'd say the thing why I do stay in the group is like, to be fair, I don't even watch the market updates or anything no more. But it's just in case I do feel like I'm going back again, I'll go back through the videos and I'll start looking at what you've been, how your process was. It's not really how you trade, it's just like how your process is approach on the market at
yeah,
the time.
yeah, and that's an important thing for me. I say to people, whatever your strategy is or whatever way you trade, you can still benefit from the community because it's set up that way. Because there's what we're going to cover on a call tonight. It's covering the non-negotiables, the things that you have to do as a trader,
Yeah.
no matter how you trade. So the data collection, the journaling, how you use that loop to feed back and stay profitable and stay sharp. And I
Yeah.
think that's quite an important part of the group. So, like I said, whatever strategy you trade, you can still be on that trader's pathway. That routine, that structure should be the same for every trader.
Yeah. I also feel like for the like if you got it at the price when it was around 40 odd pounds, I feel like it's only buttons if you're actually becoming consistent and making money off the market. You're not. It's only buttons really. You're not going to ever see it. I think the time I did leave, I was thinking, oh, I could save that 40 odd pound, even though I was making money from my payouts. And then when I did leave, I thought, fucking hell, I'm joining again.
The price changed because I just other services out there that are a lot more expensive, and I know that this is better value for money, and
Yeah.
it's a whole package. It's not just here's some technical analysis, copy this. It's everything you need. A trading course, market updates, a strategy if you want it. So I thought
Yeah.
you got to price it comparative to everything else.
It's not also a strategy what you just put out there because you've got the course, but you're also helping people along the way by showing daily updates on videos and how you're trading. It's not really like a course that way where someone can just join and go, yeah, oh yeah, I'm just learning the course. You're actually learning, understanding how the trader they're looking to willing to trade like is how they trade.
Yeah, yeah, and that's what I wanted to be like. So people can learn at their own pace. Like they've got the course videos, and then you can do it. You can binge watch all those videos and learn that way if you want, or you can just see
Yeah.
every day in real time and see how it works.
Yeah, definitely. Especially since joining back, I'd say the subdued market conditions. Because when I obviously had left, you weren't really doing the subdued market conditions in terms of like lower time frame intradays. Do you know what I mean? Like when I first started, I don't think we were really doing that. But then I was trying to understand it from like just looking through Instagram, and wasn't as confident taking them type of setups at the time, just lower time frame, like 4 hours still, but like on subdued market conditions. I'd think there's nothing there, so I'd mark up an ATR with a level and just wait on that and end up not getting a trade for about 2 weeks because I'm waiting on it.
Yeah, and the reason that I didn't introduce some concepts and processes at the start is because I wanted to try and let everybody grow at the same time. But then I realised that it's never going to be able to work that way because I didn't want a new trader to come in and try to trade things that they didn't understand, market conditions they don't understand. But I can't do it that way. I've got to cater for everybody, the brand new traders, and it was never really set up for new traders. So in the end, I just thought I've just got to put everything out there, and traders can just find where they are at that time.
Yeah.
And as long as they've got that loop with the data collection and the journaling, they can improve at every market condition and
Definitely.
every type of execution, whether it's subdued market conditions or flows. But like you mentioned, then a lot of people trade off the higher time frame, wait for ATR, but then you're only wanting to get into the market when something's happening and market conditions are risk driven, because otherwise we wouldn't be at ATR. So you're waiting for the most difficult time to trade.
Yeah, definitely.
And a lot of people get smashed, so they've been waiting and waiting and waiting, and then they start trading when the market's getting hot. So if there's subdued market conditions to trade, people are satisfied and they're not looking for trades. And when the market conditions change, they can just say, "I'll just sit on my hands now."
Yeah, definitely. I'd say also, even in subdued market conditions, what I've found is when I literally see the market consolidating, and we've had a big move, I've found that like I'm catching reversals a lot more because instead of trying to wait for ATR and hope that it reverses from there, when we've consolidated after a big move, I'd get in either from the bottom side of the consolidation and take out half profit at the top of the consolidation, hope we go higher.
Yeah.
But I found once I do make a profit in the morning in subdued market conditions, I can be a bit more aggressive in the afternoon towards if it stays subdued anyway, I will be a lot more aggressive. not upping my risk or anything like that, but just still taking a bit more lower time frame than what it currently looking at.
A lot of people, they think that if they have a losing trade at the start of the day, they need to get back in the market and and recover that loss and make some money. But it's like counterintuitive. If you have had a good day to start with, a lot of traders then think, well, I'm done now for the day. But that's wrong.
Yeah.
If your day started off well, the likelihood is the market conditions are good, the lower time frame setups are working, so you just got to keep going.
Yeah.
And take advantage of those market conditions. And again, if you have a loss in the morning, the market conditions aren't right, that's the time to just say, well, I'll just come back tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. Or I've found if I do take a loss off a few subdued, I'll be like today's not the day. And if risk does pick up, I do kind of I do usually make it back, like, because the last couple of weeks, I've only really had 2 losing days out of like the last 2 months. But I've found even when risk driven moves are happening now, I used to always try and jump in when the whole market was moving, like when you see stocks, Nikkei, Euro, everything driving, I'd try and just once they did get to a level, I'll just take in, which was a very, now that I feel like is still very risky because it's not just a single driver, it's it's a whole complex move. So now I've found, like, ever since, just with experience, is just to sit out of them moves really. Or if they are single currency driven, I'll still take the intradays if it's a single currency.
Yeah.
Because I've found they do still work. As long as it's on the main driver, I'll take the
On the major pair.
on the major pair. If it's the main driver driving the pair, I'll take an intraday once it hits into the level.
Yeah, cool.
And then I'll buy a mine. I'll either sell or buy a miner then. What's counted to that currency?
And the proof of concept, the levels exercise that I get everybody to do proves that intraday levels have still got a high success rate, even in any market conditions. So
yeah, you've just got to refine your APS targets. If it's a risk-driven move, I find I go to a lower time frame exit. Really, even if it is a 300 pip move into a level, I'm not going to target the 90 pip 1 hour APS because it's still risk-driven, so it could keep sinking or going up.
Yeah, and I see a lot of traders, they think that because the move's massive into a level, they're going to get a big pullback. It's not necessarily the case, because what are the odds on the market conditions changing exactly the same time that you get into that trade? It's, the odds are still stacked against you, so takes them off the table and then leaves them on, and if the move does happen, then you benefit from it as well. So
yeah, definitely. I have found APS is a lot better because when I used to take profits back then, when I used to just try and aim for 30 pips or 50 pips. Would never know if that trade was going to do 30 pips because no one ever knows if that trade's going to do 30 or 50. And I'd be in the trade being anxious, thinking, I don't even think this is going to do 30. And it wouldn't end up doing it. But now with APS, I found, like, because I've got so much data collection on the certain types of trades, because I've also obviously got a section in my data where it says 5-minute APS or lower time frame APS. It's just to kind of give me confidence now. So, like, if I see the trade pull back from the APS or just below, I'll still keep hold of it because it hasn't tapped into the area that I've wanted to get out.
It gives people that extra structure to their trades, really, and it takes away the hope and the anxiety. So if you've got a structure to follow to get into a trade, you should have one to get out of a trade as well. So I think that's helped traders quite a lot. So APS is area of potential struggle for those that aren't familiar with it, and it's basically a reverse engineered way of getting it into the trade that we used to get out of trades for targeting.
Yeah, I say if you hold, you're a hero.
Yeah. Cool. So what are your plans in the future with your trading then? Just stay consistent, or have you got?
Yeah, my plan really is to stay consistent. Obviously, not because I don't have the funding to be able to just trade a live account. So my plan is just really to stay consistent with a lower risk on the trades I do take, and just trying to get a few prop firms passed and eventually building up enough live capital to just keep on eventually going that way, and eventually possibly quitting my job and going full time at it, because I do feel like it would be more beneficial, because I do work 50 hours a week, but I am able to use my phone most of the time. So I'm having to trade off my phone, and I'm pretty consistent off a phone. So I'd probably be 10 times better sitting at a desktop.
Can go either way because when you've got more time, you have to be really good at structuring your day when you're on the
Yeah.
computer to not jump into other things. If you're busy in work, then you're distracted, aren't you? But
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I thought. When I do, obviously, if they go full time, when I do, you will be a lot more bored and possibly looking at other things in the market. But as long as you've got a plan, like
yeah,
you've got a strategy and you've got data there, so
yeah,
that also does stop me from jumping in trades. Because I also don't like jumping into shit no more because that I don't like filling in my data and saying I've done this because I'm an idiot. You know what I mean?
yeah. And that's a good part about the channel is the accountability. Like if you want it, it's there for you, and you don't want to come on a Friday and say I've done this,
Yeah.
embarrass yourself. So
Or blow all your profits on a Friday because
yeah.
you've just got overconfidence, took some shit.
Yeah, yeah, and I've seen a few traders who do that who are going through the coaching, and we've ironed that out now, and it's but for weeks, months and months, it'd be on a Friday they'd have a bad day, just
Yeah, it ruins your whole weekend as well because you think I've just wasted 4 days
yeah,
of trading to just do it on something shit because you've upped your risk or you've just jumped into multiple revenge trades, what wasn't even making sense,
yeah, absolutely.
which I've found I've done. So that's why I know because I've experienced it as well. I've sat there on a whole weekend not talking to my bird because I fucked up my whole week on a Friday.
Oh, I bet she loves you for that. Brilliant.
Oh, she thinks I'm moody sometimes. She goes, "What's up with you? Don't talk to me."
Yeah,
Never hasn't seen that the past few months though.
people don't understand how breaking away from your trading plan can affect you psychologically, and not just your trading, everything else as well. So
I know that's the thing. It does affect your mood a lot. But I decided to take the leap to quit amateur boxing because I've been amateur boxing for about 9 years. So I decided to quit amateur boxing purely to dedicate to do trading because it takes away about 3 hours of my day when I'm doing boxing as well. So
yeah,
when I'm also in trades, it's been affecting me. So I did take the leap, but I loved boxing.
yeah,
I loved them similar to I do trading, but I thought if I want to make it in trading, then I need to take away the distraction because I've also got a full time job.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Taking on too much. Yeah,
Yeah, definitely. Because I'm juggling trading, boxing, and working full time. So it was
yeah,
quite a bit.
yeah. It's too much. Cool. Yeah. All right, mate. Yeah, appreciate that. Thanks, mate.
No worries.